All right, good morning. It is January the 4th, 2025. All right. This is more of a test just to see if we can do these in the future, but not the desired effect I wanted. Okay, that's good enough. All right. How's the sound, boys? Don't answer me in the room. Answer me right here in the chat. We got a chat going. Okay, let's talk about the. It looks like the. It looks like it's working. Let's see. I think the. Trying to see if like the microphone is. Now it's muted. Okay, maybe it's a little. Maybe it's a little bit. Okay, all right. So we have week 18 of the National Football League starts today. I know I said like 3 times in videos that all the games were Sunday because that's just how it's been over the last many years. But we have 2 games today. One at 4:30. That is the Johns Browns at the Ravens. So it looks like what time is the Mount Union game? Could they be playing at the same time for John? Oh my gosh! When this NFL schedule was released back in May, this looked like it was going to be a good game because remember how well the Browns played at the end of last season, went into the wild card. Did they win the wild card? No, I think they lost the wild card game. Got beat pretty badly, but they had a great run there at the end. It looked like this would be a good game, but it's not the way it turned out at all. They should just do Pittsburgh and Baltimore for infinity for week 18 from now on. But the next game looks pretty good. So we have all AFC North teams. We have in this game it looks like it could be Stefanski's last game as Browns head coach. I don't think he's really that bad. I think it's really just the ownership and the GM, especially with the whole Watson debacle. But this is what is it like a 20-point line on this game? That is like you'll never see that again in the NFL. Ravens don't have the division locked up, so a win today they lock up the division. So they are starting. They're playing all their starters. The Browns will be starting Bailey Zappi at quarterback. That's just a throwaway pick. None of the quarterbacks on the roster right now, Winston, Dorian Thompson, and Zappi are the future quarterbacks. In fact, probably at least 2 of them will be gone, I believe, at the start of next year. And if they want to get a quarterback in the draft, it's going to be they probably might want to lose this, not want to try to win this game, but they could go elsewhere, like plug in a Kirk Cousins or something like that. I mean, that's or trade for like Darnold, highly possible. This is an easy pick. Ravens are going to win this game. Ravens are going to lock up the North, and they're going to be the number 3 seed in the AFC playoffs. That doesn't mean that the next game is meaningless. This is an important game coming up at 8 o'clock. Okay, so we have a big 8 o'clock game tonight in Pittsburgh. We got Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. Both teams, this is important for both teams. Let's talk about the Steelers first. So the Steelers, if they can get a miracle win from the Browns today and then win tonight, they win the division. And they'll be the 3 seed, likely to face the Chargers. The way I think it's going to play out is that the Ravens will win today, and they will set up the Harbaugh Bowl for the wild card game. The Steelers can either be division champions, very unlikely, and be the 3 seed. They can be the 5 seed, which is probably the most likely outcome. If they win this game, they are locked into the 5 seed. Okay, so going into tomorrow, if the Ravens win, the Steelers win, go into tomorrow, the AFC divisional playoff picture will be set. There will be no moving around. Okay, so if the Steelers lose this game and lose their fourth straight, they will be in trouble because they're in the playoffs no matter what. But if they lose this game and the Chargers beat the Raiders, who they're favored to beat tomorrow, that makes the Steelers a 6th seed. And that means they would play their favorite team, the Ravens, in the playoffs. I thought, sure, everyone will be excited for that. Okay. So if you think about this, winning the AFC North is kind of a fool's errand because winning the AFC North likely has you're at home, but you're facing the Chargers, who are a dangerous team. Whereas if you get the 5 seed, if you get the 6 seed, then you would play the Texans, who are kind of banged up. They're not playing very well. Don't have the best home field advantage. It would be in Houston. Probably a better draw for Baltimore and the Steelers. Okay, we're going to see how that plays out. But remember, I said that winning the AFC North is not that great a thing. Now, it makes you a higher seed, gives you a potential for like hosting a championship game. But for the short term, for that wild card weekend, it's probably better to be the 5 seed. I can't imagine the Steelers losing 4 games in a row. If they do, they're still going to the playoffs. Like, if the Steelers lose 4 games in a row and get into the playoffs, just maddening. I was, last week I picked against the Bengals. I picked them to lose to the Broncos, and they pulled it out. I feel like the Bengals run ends here. I know they're playing really well, but it's gonna end here. So if they win, they survive into tomorrow. It would likely mean that the Ravens have won, and the Bengals win, and then that puts the Steelers at the depending on what the Chargers do, maybe the 6th seed. Okay. If the Bengals win, they are alive tomorrow. No matter what happens to the Bengals, the Broncos still have to win tomorrow. So they have to do a win and in. Yeah, they still, despite their gag last week, they're still in the driver's seat. They just got to beat Carson Wentz in the backups in Kansas City. Okay, but the Bengals, if they win, they still gotta sit back and root for the Chiefs and root for the Jets to beat the Dolphins. They need 3 things to happen. So the Broncos will have a double steal on the board tomorrow. They've messed up their triple steal. Now the Colts are out. They have a double steal on the board. Okay, I'm gonna go with the Steelers to win this game. It just feels like a Steelers game in prime time. I mean, Burrow is going to be, I think it could be pretty close, but defense for the Steelers, they've struggled, I know, in past defense lately. Steelers will be ready tonight to kind of change their momentum a little bit going into the wild card weekend. I know I keep betting against the Bengals, but low points on the Bengals. I mean, low points on the Steelers, big points on the Ravens. John, think about this. With Bailey Zappi starting today, this is your 40th starting quarterback for the Browns since their reinception into the league in 1999. 25 years, 40 starting quarterbacks. Not 4, not 14, 40. Meanwhile, the Packers have had like 3. I know. Bears and Commander Skins fans understand this. All right. Those are my picks. And we might do, I don't know, maybe we'll do It won't be live, but we'll do a video. I'll have one up for you probably tomorrow on the rest of the Week 18 picks. We got some weird matchups coming up, some weird situations. But I think, but by tomorrow, by Sunday, we'll have a much clearer picture. Going with the Ravens to win the division, lock it up today, and for the Steelers to knock out the Bengals to solidify the 5th seed, and then lock in the Chargers at 6. And then tomorrow, the only things left on the NFL playoff scenarios will be who gets the 7 seed, Denver or Miami. And then the NFC, we have some more things going on. We have the NFC South up for grabs, and we have a little bit of jockeying with 6 and 7 for the wild cards. Even though everyone's locked in as far as wild cards, we still have that division, that South between Tampa and Atlanta. Okay, so that's Peter's picks. Thanks for the first ever live stream. I hope they save this on the thing. I don't really know how it works, but I hope they save it, and then maybe we'll experiment with it another time and do like live trivia or something like instead of having questions typed, we'll do like Peter's ask the questions or something. That'd be fun. Don Davis, are you in for that? Are you there? Don, hello. Who we got there? JG Stockton with the big game today. Sharkinator, are you watching? There's probably like no viewers. I see 2 viewers. I think I count as 1 viewer. Who else? DPCX probably knocking out his 4th trip to the latrine, and then we got Becky. Are you watching? I don't even know who Becky's team is. Eagles 52. F Philly. I'll talk about the Eagles tomorrow. Trust me. JG. All right. Bolts is in. I think he's watching the live stream. I talked a lot about the Chargers. We need the Julie Monkey to come in. All right. Yeah, that chat section here is blowing up. Man, I can't keep up with y'all. Slow down. All right, I'll see you for the next picks. And all right. So, oh, by the way, this is the camera I swiped from the hospital last year. Later, guys.